Okay, let's start with the defense like we did last time, like all the defense and then we'll do attack. So, yeah, loadout wise, I think black box battalions is good. Whip, obviously, you can run stock, I guess, if you like, but I tend to run black box because staying alive is really, really important. Yeah, on B, so yeah, most teams don't hold A. You've probably seen that in scrims, and it's it's basically because the attacking team has like really immediate access to really good high ground, so it makes the point really hard to hold, and you can't. There's no way to back out of A safely, really. So most teams will give it up. So yeah, usually you start on B now, and you'll be up here with the heavy, and you're just kind of trying to farm. What's it called? Battalions back up. You're trying to farm back battalions back up. While A is being capped, there'll usually be like a sentry and a sniper here. Things shouldn't really be peaking yet until they cap A because they want to have their whole team. So you're pretty safe to farm conch like this and backup battalions until A is capped. It's kind of a trolley thing to do, but you can start, like, I wouldn't really recommend it, but against some teams who misplay it, you can start on A and just troll a bit. If they don't send enough people, then let's say they might send only this, I don't know, the NG and the spy and the scout. If they really misplay it, then you might be able to get one kill, and then you kind of fake back off and they're like capping, not really paying attention. You get another, and then that will delay their whole team, and then they'll have to send loads of people to A. But like I said, it's a bit of a trolley thing to do, but it can work. It can buy you like a minute, because then the other team will be scrambling. But I think the meta is kind of like settled, or like it's like an equilibrium where teams, they know not to send too few to A, like attackers, so they'll at least send like 4. Yeah, scout, spy, NG maybe, or actually not NG. Scout, spy, soldier, and possibly heavy. They'll come to A, and if you're a soldier, then like you can whip your teammates going out of A, and then you can like jump like this. If anyone's like up there, then you can like surprise them, and they'll have to back off pretty much. That's why it's less common that people will be fighting A. But yeah, like I said, you can kind of experiment. I'm sure in like, I was kind of trolling, like doing things like that in Div 1 a few seasons ago, and it was working. But it's like a kind of a troll. But yeah, so you're like up here with your heavy. You're basically farming conch. You don't want to get reflected, so don't spam rockets like at pyros. And I guess you slightly, like 1% of you's got worried about a spy taking the teleporter and backstabbing you, but not really. You don't want to get in the way of your heavy. Like, you don't want to get him killed with reflect rockets, or like if you eat splash and then he's like over here eating it as well, that's bad. There is some kind of like, it's not very good, like no one uses this, but it's kind of funny. There's a crack in this window, and you can kind of, I think, a bit harder on stock, I think you shoot something like that, and you will be able to shoot through it. It's kind of funny. Maybe like, yeah, like you gotta line it up, I guess. I'm thinking like, they used to have a lineup. There, yeah. So that can be kind of funny. I don't know if it's easier with the original, but yeah, I'm sure it is. I guess original you can just shoot straight through. I swear I played against a demo man who had somehow figured out like a lineup to get pipes through it, or maybe even a sticky. Probably not a sticky, but definitely like rollers. That's kind of funny. So that way you can't get reflected, and you're not like in the way of the heavy. So yeah, that can be a cool thing to try out. But yeah, then you're farming conch. Like, eventually they're going to rush you with loads of players. I guess we'll talk about it on offense, but teams have, like, started doing a bonk scout who'll take, like, all of the heavies fire and your rockets, and then pyro and heavy and a soldier will follow up behind it and just, like, try to knock you guys off. Now, when your heavy gets knocked off, like, he's doing this kind of thing where he's, like, trying to shoot and, like, round this corner. He'll probably, like, go to a teleport either here or by the sentry, and then he'll retake it and come up here, and maybe try refight it. You can just kind of hop up and down. You could, like, that'll probably hit players. Like, if there's a pyro there, like, then you kind of have, like, that's a way to spam them without getting reflected. But yeah, your job is still kind of hold top, but you just slowly, you will get pressured back naturally if they send enough people top, and then your demo might need to help spam. Yeah, but yeah, I'm not gonna, I guess I should briefly mention, like, you have dispenser here and medics in it, and then demos holding main with pyro, and then gun sort of here. That's like the standard setup. So yeah, you're basically holding top as long as possible, and then when you get forced back, you're looking to see if you can retake it. Obviously don't bomb a pyro, and if you're going to bomb the heavy up there, then do it intelligently. Like, make sure he's low before you do that, or get someone to spam him or something like that. Yeah, you try not to die on defense a lot. But then, like, the Ubers will get exchanged, and generally you just get pushed back further and further. Then that's typically how the hold ends. You just get forced out. There may be some kind of opportunity to go back in. Say you get like, your spy has a good timing or something. Then, like, you could either use your battalions to go back in after Ubers, or you could, if your team really wants to fight for it, then you could bomb round, and then your team could follow up. I mean, it's definitely a risky play, but it can work if there's an opportunity for it. Oh yeah, so a lot of the times you'll be on B, and then someone, your spy or your scout, will say, like, everyone's on the slow door at A, like they're doing a to E push. So then you should rotate. I guess you've got a choice. Like, very standard, you just come to this spawn, and then if they're trying to do an A to E push, then you're just playing with this door and, like, shooting the kappa. The other choice you have, and it's a bit more, I don't know, I'd tend not to do it, but I think it may be becoming more popular, is, like, you try to get to the other spawn, like this one, and then you're, like, playing out the spawn door there. And I guess this, you've got worse vision of the point, but you can, like, annoy an NG who's trying to set up his buildings around here. Like, NGs want to put a gun here and a teleporter in this room, or maybe there. So you can kind of annoy him if you get here in time. But like I said, it's like you don't have great angles. So, and it's a longer rotation. So generally speaking, like, playing in this spawn will be sufficient. And then the idea with this, when you're defending, is you just focus on the point. Usually their combo will be like, I don't know, they might have some class on this door close, like a demo will be here or here, like looking at either of these. Heavy 2, scout on the point, maybe with soldier or sometimes pyro. But your team should have enough firepower to, like, with a sentry here and combo, to clear the point. And if you kill the kappas, then you're fine. So yeah, if you're in this spawn, you say gun there, like, it kind of is a problem because it makes it harder for your team to function, especially if they've got a gun and sniper and a tele going on. Yeah, it can make it more difficult. But there's not really point shooting it like on your own. If it's a wrangled gun, you won't kill it. So you need to wait for your team. Like, if your spy can sap it, great. If you've got some picks and your demo is able to like walk out of here and tag it with you, then that's good. But yeah, don't shoot it on your own. But you can say things like, I can shoot the gun whenever you guys want to. But yeah, you're in here, you're playing with this door, shooting the point and trying not to die. You might have a other class here, like maybe your sniper might come this way. I don't think it's very good for other classes really, but yeah, your sniper can like, he can fight things on that long angle or shoot the point. So try not to get him blown up when you're opening the door as well. Let's go try that gap with the original. Huh. Okay, it's not as simple as I thought. Huh, okay, well, you might need to find a lineup with the original then. So yeah, that's if they're doing an A to E. There may be times when like you need to discuss it with your team who's going to rotate, but generally if you see like the whole combos on E, then everyone rotates except the heavy, who will sit up here. If it's like, I don't know, like most of them, or like 70% of the is looking like E, then I guess you could stay. Or maybe you just leave your NG and your heavy. Yeah, that's kind of more nuanced. So the way I'm going to cheat to keep this like not super long is just, if it gets messy or ambiguous, I'm just going to say it gets messy and ambiguous, so there are choices. I don't know, funny things, there's a lamp here you can stand on. Don't ever use that, it's really bad. I think you used to be able to stand on that, actually maybe not. Certainly not in this version. Anyway, a defense, back to, yeah, so you're backing up. You can back out here and then you're just backing all the way. Or you can back out here. I mean, once you're this far back, it's like, if they're capping the point and their combos like with them, it's really impossible to retake. Unless you've got full Uber, I guess, and the med's out of position. But yeah, you're backing. And then you're just waiting. If you come to this spawn, just wait in here and wait for the spawn to cycle, so you get put in that spawn. Then on C, so as points get capped on this map, it gets more and more, there's like the options open up because there's so many different doors. But generally, like, I would say at the start of the C defense, you should be part of the group that's helping your engineer set up. So your engineer wants to put a gun on E. The other team, if they're quick enough, they could beat him to this area. So yeah, if you're giving up, if you're losing B, then like you should be here. Like you're going to end up in this point, like when the spawn happens, and then you kind of like can control things like that. Be aware of things like under, because what their team might want to do is take this really quickly and then start a B to E push. So soldier might bomb, spy might be hiding here already. It's very rare that snipers go in that window so early. They're usually with the combo, but it is a possibility, I guess. So yeah, you're kind of chilling over here at the start. Then, like, once your NG's set up, I guess some teams have their soldier like holding cliff or these doors, but I don't think that's so good. Like your combo wants to be here for like the connector hold or BC, or yeah, I don't know what people call this, PC I guess, BC connector. But you can't really hold this anyway. Like if they rock up with their combo and their pyro, you can't hold it. and also like you're very far away to help your teams. That's why I think you're kind of more like patrolling under. You can be like up and down, like you're up here when helping your energy setup, and then like when it's like safe, you can like kind of like more patrolling here. I guess so if your combo's still in like this area, the PC area, then you can this gets a bit risky because you can get blindsided on the corner, so maybe you don't do that. But you're trying to find out how aggressive you can be in this kind of area. If your combo's like pushed all the way back to like on point of C, then yeah, you can be in this kind of area. This is like actually pretty safe because it's so close corners. You've got the pack, you can shoot through this. Like if I shoot that, everyone on top of it gets splashed. And yeah, it's pretty safe to do this, and then like if you need to, you just you back up. Probably practice this jump because like you can like fuck it up and hit your head and end up in the pit. Yeah, that's what I'd say. I mean, I guess you can look for flanks if their combo overcommits to here, then you could like peek behind them, but yeah, you risk getting like a sentry in the face or a pyro airblast you. I think the best kind of C push is when you've got pressure on E and C. And I don't mean simultaneously, I mean like you're kind of tricking the other team into thinking you're going for an E, and then they all leave C, and then you take C. So yeah, that's really what you're doing on C point. Yeah, like I said, it gets more like as the points get capped, it gets way more fluid. So if D gets capped, if C gets capped, this is where things get really loose, and I can't really say anything that specific. If you're defending, then you're likely playing. Well, I guess I can say you're playing in a group. You want to have like in your team you have like 2 big groups of players, like main combo, demo, pyro, med, doing something somewhere, maybe another class with them. And then you're not with your demo. You're basically on the other end of the group, and like you can be like all the way to from here to like the end of White Room, like over there. But you're basically like on the end that your demo's not. So your demo might be here, and then you'd be over there with the gun, or the other way around. But you'll have teammates. And then yeah, and then it's like it's tricky because it depends on where the other team's coming from. So if they're like a lot of NGs will set up the teleporter by default, like around in that room, like you know, a bit further back. So then there'll be a lot of players coming from there. So you can farm battalions like this, and I don't know, you're pretty safe here. You can help with the point. You can spam the sniper if he goes there. But then so you can go for these kind of solo plays, like if you did like a small flank like this, and you're kind of pretty safe. You can back up whenever you need to. And like a big flank, you go all the way around there. Like those can work, but it's a risk. It's like a risky playstyle versus a safe playstyle. So you've got to use your intuition for those. But yeah, I mean, the other team may be coming from there. They may be coming from White Room, at which point you can be more aggressive on this side. And then you can like explore this space. Maybe there's like stragglers or buildings you can kill. And then the only other place they could come from is like they might do a really big wraparound, or I guess if they've just capped C, they might go through Death Corridor. And it depends on what your spawn is. But if you spawn just as they're walking through, then yeah, play with the shutters and like fuck them up as they walk through. Even if you're out of the spawn, you can come back in and do that. you should have people spotting constantly where their other combo is, and your team should react to it. So if they're called there, then your team, wherever they are, should like come meet them here and like try to get them in this choke, I guess. And you can like you do want to help in these kind of big team fights, but you're not like with your combo. You're not standing next to your demo shooting. You're like trying to do stuff on the periphery of fights, and then you can come in. Well, you can come in before or after with the conch, with the banner. If D gets capped, then it's really scrambly. So then you're either like you're spawning in this one, and then so someone's got to make a decision like where you're going. That door shuts, doesn't it, when D gets capped? Or even when maybe C gets... I haven't played this map in so long, but one of these doors shuts, yeah, so you either go left or right. Left is pretty good. You don't want to do it alone, but you can have like combo and stuff coming through here. You can even go lower. It seems like it would be bad, but actually like rockets like that, if there's enough people on the point, they will hit, and they can kill people. I guess if you come the other way though, then you can help your team. The only issue is like you're getting stuffed by the same thing. Like there might be a sentry there, or like a demo on this door. But yeah, you're trying to go with your team. Like when D's capped, then I think basically you're going the same side and trying to overwhelm one side to fight the point. And it's kind of desperation mode once D is capped usually. I guess the other way, yeah, you come through D, and then you can either go directly here. This is usually really impossible, or you could go all the way around to White Room and try to shoot the point from the back. This can be pretty good if you've got like you can split your team, like your demo and your people go through there, and then you come through here. That can be pretty good. You can get like good rockets. Maybe they're not looking at you. Depends on their setup. Yeah, one thing to look out for is like an NG getting a sentry and a telly here. Then it can be really annoying to deal with, so like look to shoot it down or coordinate whenever you can. Like I said, it gets really loose, and it's like about like rotating, and you'll have lots of weird fights, but like you're trying not to die, but you're being aggressive in us retaking areas where the other team isn't. Yeah. I'm trying to think of something. There was something last season, like a few seasons ago. I was playing with Vanu, and he was on Soldier, and we were playing against a team, and they did something, and he like thought it was a good idea to rotate all the way around, go up, drop down, I think, and maybe kill the NG, like the telly and the gun. I think maybe the other team had like, they were setting their sniper up in there, and like maybe with a dispenser blocking that door, and maybe a gun or something, and it was like really, the spy couldn't deal with it. So things like that, where you have to kind of like use your brain to react to situations that are non-standard, where you make this like huge rotation, and it's quite a weird thing to do, but yeah, and that worked really well because the sniper wasn't expecting that, and their combo was like really deep, so they couldn't react to it either. Okay, let's talk about how long have we been going. 24 minutes, wow. Okay, yeah, let's talk about offense. God, I haven't played the game in ages. How do I change team? There we go. Okay. Yeah, so, okay, I kind of touched on it at the start. Um, I touched on the start. Yeah, you kind of start here, and then you can whip, and then come help. Like you don't really need to cap, I guess. You're just kind of helping your team. You kind of like to do anything like until A is capped. You're kind of waiting for you're either waiting for A to be capped or your scout to be ready. So you can't really achieve much coming here. I guess you can like maybe get a few bits of battalions, but I'd say you have two options for attacking B. So either you come here with your teammates, you help cap A, then you can come through here, and you unless your team is planning like an A to E, then yeah, then you can come through here and try get a flank on B, like a sack, but from different angles. Trouble is, you should be spotted by, like, the spy's going to spot you on A. He's going to be cloaked on A, giving info, and the scout should be kind of in this doorway, kind of double checking things probably. But even if the scout spots you and calls you, the other team may not react properly. And even if they do react, like if they pull players back from their B defense to deal with you, like say you can get to here pretty safely. It's like here that people should meet you. Like if a pyro meets you, it shuts down your whole play, but it also pulls the pyro off of the main door. So it's good even if they rotate into you. If they don't, then, and oh, by the way, if they do rotate into you, then you kind of just chill and be happy with that and just live. You don't need to like overcommit to anything. If they don't, then you can like set up a sack from here. Like check if anyone's ready to help. Maybe your spy's in position to sap, or maybe your team can like set up a sack through main, like main as in there. When you're doing this, and then you can just sort of bomb around and kill the gun, I guess, or NG. You probably can't get the medic. He'll probably be in dispenser. Yeah. Just, I guess you got to make a decision in the air what you land on. By the way, I wouldn't necessarily run black box on offense. I just was stuck on it. You can do, because it's like, it's a very spammy map, isn't it? So that's one option, like a big long flank. After you cap A, you come through here and then you sack like this. And the other thing you can do, so this wasn't a thing when I played ages ago, but like people have figured it out. You like you have your scout use the bonk atomic punch, and then he like uses it here, and then he runs up these stairs, eats the rockets and the heavy's bullets, and then like you have loads of people walking behind him, taking the space, knocking them off top and trying to kill the telly, and then you've kind of secured top for now. Teams, you shouldn't really be able to get a sack through main, like they should have it on lockdown. Same thing with drop down, like if you capped A and then went through drop down, they should see you when you drop, and then it should be really bad, so I wouldn't really try it. Other things, I guess, if you're just waiting for stuff to happen, you can like careful of stickies, like there'll be lots of stickies around. But yeah, kind of just like trying to be safe, if you're on conch, I think it's battalions. You can run battalions on offense. Gunboats is also, it's okay. It's useful in certain situations. So see what you like. Yeah, but conch is fine. So you can just chill here and like build conch until things are ready to happen. Once you've got top, then your team can like think about spamming the gun down or doing a trade, and then you can get the gun during the trade. And then you're just trying to like make some chaos to break defense. Then like you might end up with this area here where like your team is pretty stable here and the other team is like pretty stable at the back there. Might be a gun there or something. You could either stay top and like look to spam the gun when people are ready, or I guess you could be over here and you can, I guess you could do a bomb. Like, this is more of a gunboats play. I did have a bomb worked out a couple seasons ago. I forget what I did, but something like this, where I was like ending up over here, just trying to spread the defense and make them half worry about this. It's a bit of like a solo play. So if your team's not immediately ready to come after you, like come in and start pressuring, then like you could get 2v1'd in there. But that's an okay thing to do. This I can't really explain. Like, this point is kind of just like team pressure. You can bomb round, and like your team can pressure and you can bomb round, and like that can be the push you do if there's no Ubers. If there's Ubers, then yeah, your team should look to trade, and then you can do stuff after Ubers. Then you can cap. I'm gonna drink. Yeah, you can cap. A weird thing you can do, which I tend not to do, but some people do, you can like rotate all the way up drop and go through white room. You can start shooting the gun from white room, or you could even do like a huge big flank, like through white room, through D, through death corridor onto C. But you need to start doing that early, like as soon as B is getting capped. You need to start, if you want to do that, you have to start going, because it'll take you ages to get there. But it's kind of a solo play. I tend not to do it. You'll generally get spotted, and at higher levels, if you're spotted on your own, then people will deal with you. But yeah, then so you cap B normally, and then you can just come through here with your team. The kind of thing you're doing on pushing C and E. So if you're quick enough, let's say they're wiped, or like, yeah, loads down, then you can just leave like a couple of people capping, and then your whole team like rushes forward. You and your demo, I guess, can come here and start locking down this door. Your demo could like sticky the door, or even like sticky on those things. And then the rest of your team is like kind of in there with scout on point. You shouldn't get on point yet. You should help with the doors. That's if you beat the NG and whatever players are coming to this area. That can be good. Even if you don't beat the NG there, then the kind of thing you're looking to do generally on this is like the sentry will be there, and there might be like a few other players, and then you want to like get your team, or like get someone to help you so the sentry is wrangled. I mean, like demos comes like this and starts shooting the sentry, or maybe sniper comes really wide, and then when you know the sentry is wrangled, then you can bomb up from here and try go for the NG. So that can be good. If there's like, there might be a heavy, even if there is, it's probably fine to go for it, because they probably didn't see you go down here. If you know they didn't see you, then great. You can probably have enough time to jump up if you're buffed and like kill the NG. It can be a bit tricky. He might be like, I don't know, he might have put a... Actually, maybe not. I was going to say he might have put a dispenser in this door and might be behind it, but then he's not repairing his gun, so probably not actually. But yeah, he might have put a telly there. That's quite common, so that's a good thing to take out. And then yeah, this is a good room to chill. Like, even if they get through the doors, like you should be thinking about locking the doors if you get the space. But even if they start getting through, you can live for like quite a long time staying in here, because it's so tight. The only thing that's going to get you is a pyro and I guess a heavy who's buffed. But yeah, other than that, you've got a pack, you've got ammo, you've got like high ground, tight corners. It's pretty ideal. So that's the kind of thing you're doing on C to kind of split their defense. But your demo doesn't want to do that all the time. He's like thinking about going to C. I've got to say, I don't really remember helping much ever really on C. on offense. I guess you can come through lower and like you can spam. If they're still in this room, you can come to fight this area. If they're all the way back, then yeah, if they're far back, then I guess yeah, you can come in like after your team. Like your team might want to take an Uber, just to trade, and that will get you through the door, and then you've got like players spread, and then you can like I don't know, eventually bomb somewhere. But yeah, I tend not to like. I don't know. I tend not to have to. It's like never been a thing where you have to really overly help with C. It's more like you're doing indirect help, like finding picks like elsewhere on the map. Yeah, the thing I mentioned about like the big flank, I guess that's like a direct way you can help the C push. If you like doing this, it's not a bad thing to do. But like I said, you probably get spotted. So it's not that consistent. Then, right, once C is capped, then yeah, it gets all loose again. So it kind of depends. Like, I guess standard, you have like a teleporter here. So this is kind of your staging area for your team. You've got bridges, but yeah, you'll have like you'll be facing like a sentry and lots of players like this. What do I do? I don't know, it's really hard to say. I guess, so yeah, your combo's kind of like, could be edging here, like shooting the gun to taking this fight. And you could also have players coming in, like, more like flank coming in from this other side. I guess you kind of want to, it's hard to say, maybe you want to like, how do I say this? Like fight their team on two fronts, like from behind and from the front. So if they're mostly here, like if their demos around E, then you could have people fighting him here, and then like people, like they might roll out through A and then come and take as much space as possible this way, and do that. Or if they're in White Room, then the same thing, just from different sides. I guess your team can make like a play for D, like if the telly's here and everyone's here, then you can just go through death and do that and like make that fight, and it's kind of a similar thing to any other point on this map where you're kind of like you're going as far as you can. If the combo meets you here, you probably have to trade. You trade and you get through the door, and then you see how the fight goes. If you like, you can whip your combo, like you can be with your combo and whip them, and maybe that like speed catches the other team out if they're not spotting the combo properly. Especially if you come through through here once C is capped. It can catch people out. But yeah, like as a combo, once you cap C, your basically options are you go through Death Corridor to D, or you go through here and you start fighting like the gun. You might take this space, and then you can go through White Room, I guess, and head to D. I think generally it's to main call, and it's fine to be like, we're just going to go A, B, C, D, E, and then if you see an opportunity to go for E, then go for it. But it's fine to go C, D, E, I think. But yeah, soldier stuff on offense. Yeah, you're kind of like a bit behind your combo, I guess, a lot of the time. Or you're doing this thing again with like the jumping up, trying to time that nicely. Oh, yeah, we're talking about offense, aren't we? I just remembered on defense, I guess I didn't cover when your team's capping E, like you're like on the other door. Like your demo's trying to lock down somewhere, like he might be locking this bit, so then you'd be locking here. Or if you see their team coming through there, then you might be locking this one. I wanted to mention that you can like stand on a lot of things. You can stand up here, which is kind of cool. And I don't think you'll be very visible. Maybe a tiny bit. That can be pretty good. And there's also like, again, it's kind of a funny like troll. But you can stand on these things, and you might like find a medic run into you if you do this. But it's kind of like a funny troll play. Like, better to just lock doors. Okay, let's focus. We were talking about attacking, weren't we? Attacking D and E. Yeah, it gets very loose. You're kind of like playing a bit behind your combo. You don't want to do things alone. Don't go for solo plays. Like, at least have one or two other people helping with your play. If your spy can do a sap and you can bum up and do a trade, then that's great. Yeah, this is what I mean about cheating, where I'm just like, it's very loose. Generally on whip, like if it's really scrambly, you can like whip certain players to get onto the point. I think maybe, I guess pyros can get on their own with power jack or detonator, and medics and spies can as well maybe, but it's a bit of a like a tricky jump, so whipping can help. Like, that's if it's really scrambly. Generally you don't need to cap. I guess I could talk about an A to E push. That's quite a common thing that will happen. So yeah, if you're doing an A to E, then yeah, everyone caps A. Then you all run through here. Then you can go either way. Yeah, because you're pretty safe. I mean, this is the safe way you can go. So your job is like going to kind of be, you could even go all the way, but generally this is fine. You come through here, you can drop down here and then come up through here. So generally this is where people will want you to be on an A to E. Or if like you're really like, you need to do it, you need to make it happen, then you might have to be the one on the point. Or with your scout, I mean. Like, then you could think about pain train. Say that you've just defended and the other team got like a 2-minute time. I mean, you probably still want to be on whip because you want your team to be fast, and then you can like whip players like pyros and meds if it's desperation. But then yeah, you're kind of like on and off the point, like generally not at the same time as your scout. Like, you can rotate, I guess. Like, it should be mostly him doing the point capping, because you can't dodge as well. But it's good to keep up that cap time. Like, if your scout dies, then it can be good to be on the point. But yeah, your job, like, if you've done that rotation, then your job is just to kind of poke and prod the bulk of their combo that'll be here. And it also splits the pyro's attention. They should have like gun here, like all the way back shooting the point, and then demo and pyro, like demo shooting the point, pyro's like ready to air blast people off here. But if you're here kind of splitting his attention, it just makes the offense that bit stronger. And you've got a pack and your quick rotation like back to your team, so it's pretty nice. And then I guess you can get on cap like when you want to do that. Like I said, like once it gets past C, it gets really difficult to explain anything concrete. Yeah, there's probably lots of quirks about the map that I've also forgotten to mention. Yeah, but if you have any questions, type them out now. Otherwise, that will be it. Whoa. Oh yeah, don't fall in the pit. Yeah, no worries. Like, it's a messy map, and I'm sure you'll see from scrims. But like the concrete stuff, you should try, like, yeah, the sacks I mentioned, like the one where you go all the way around, and the one with the bonk scout. You can also try out different banners. Like, most people run battalions, I've seen people run, what's the other one called? Buff Banner? That can be pretty brutal on this B point. If you've got like mini crit rockets and your team has mini crits, it can be really quite cool. I'm going to quickly walk through the map, see if I get reminded of anything. I don't think so. I think that's basically it. Yeah, I think that's a good general like basis. So I'm gonna stop.